Once again, very good morning and thanks for joining everyone. Good morning for the people who joined mostly from India. Good evening, the people who joined from outside the India. Okay. Today is our first session as part of 45th batch. Okay. So for Azure with the SQL Server Database Administrator. So as part of this batch, we are mainly concentrating on Microsoft SQL Server Database Administrator. Means nothing but your production support. We are technically speaking production supports engineers. Okay, along with the cloud platform. Uh, our main concentrate will be Azure, and we will try to bring AWS as well. Okay, but our main focus will be the Azure. So we will completely discussing the core SQL Server Database Administrator in terms of on-prem, in terms of cloud. And in addition, we are upcoming batches for just for info. We are going to start in July mid. We are going to start the Postgres along with the MongoDB administrator part as well. It is also like completely production support regarding to upcoming batches. This is our first session. So I think last week we had a short discussion about what content we are going to deliver as part of this training. I'm not repeating the same thing to save our time. Myself is Subbu. I'm the trainer. Okay, so I'm having nearly 10 years of experience as a core SQL Server database administrator along with the Postgres and MongoDB. And my training also having almost 10 years. I just started a career as a core SQL Server database administrator, and I started my training as well. Both having almost relevant, also in the training also relevant 10 years, in the professional also relevant 10 years only, almost 9.5 to 10 years. And so my brother Sai, okay, he's also mostly you talk to Sai. Many people had a discussion with the Sai. Just giving 2 minutes to Sai as well to intro Sai. Okay, what Sai, can you?
Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning. So this is Sai. So most of the people, so when you are for the first time you are contacting me, you would have discussion with me. Okay. So I'm having more than 8+ years of experience. Okay. Not only SQL Server, I worked in the Windows and network, multiple domain experience I have. Okay. And I'm interested to share the information with the people, like what currently industry is going on and how we need to be ready for the industry to beat the industry, and whatever the needs and whatever our goals, how we can achieve with the subject. So you already got the suggestions from my end. Okay, so just try to keep implement the suggestions. Okay, and so that's it from my end. Just keep rocking the subject. Okay. Thank you, Subbu.
Thanks, Sai. Okay, yeah. Now, going to this whole batch, so we are going to closely work for almost 60+ days. Okay, almost 2.5 months we'll spend with you closely. Every day we will meet for 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours 15 minutes we'll meet for Monday to Saturday. Okay, so only one request, everyone, in the starting itself. Again, we are repeating. Don't think little. Okay, every time we are repeating. Make session so interactive. Okay, that's only we are expecting from everyone. Stop me in case if you're not understanding. So we will discuss whatever the challenges you are facing to resolve your issue as quickly as possible, so that you can learn something new as well. Okay, we will completely discussing on-prem, and we will discuss on the Azure as well. Half of the time we will spend in on-prem, more than half less means 45 days to 50 days will spend on the cloud, 30 days will spend on the on-prem. So whatever we are covering the base concepts, again, we won't repeat in the cloud. So you will get one out the experienced people. Hey, Subbu, whatever you were discussing for 30 days, again, you will repeat the same content in cloud as well. No, whatever the content are similar, either in on-prem or in cloud, we won't discuss again back in cloud. That we will discuss in a traditional only. Whatever something new you wanted to aware when we go for specially cloud, so that we are going to discuss. Okay, majorly that is a first focus. Okay, we are not directly as part of that. We are not directly going into the what is Microsoft SQL Server and what are the database management systems or all that stuff. To understand more, okay, first we need to understand what exactly we are doing. Okay, as a not as a DBA. When many people who completed their graduations and they enter into they are planning to enter into the market. Okay, they are having one doubt: what they are doing. IT people are doing. Okay, software means? What do you mean by software engineer? What is IT people are doing? That is the biggest question many people is having. Okay, of course, experienced people they're aware, but the people who are starting the journey, they're having biggest question. See, uh, one thing. So we are getting the projects from the different countries. So the projects are sharing with within the country, outside the country, and we are supporting. For example, you are having a banking sector, you are having a insurance sector, you are having a government projects. Okay, you are having some industries. Okay, like a product industries or sales industries. Okay, so they're having own manufacturing along with they're having the IT industry, because finally they need to store some data, okay, relevant to the employee details, sales details, production details. So they need to store some data, so which is placing a major role. So today our main part is understanding about the data. Okay, and different types of data we are having in industry, like a structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data. So what is structured data, what is semi-structured data, what is unstructured data also will mainly focus. First our main concentration is understanding about the data. So uh, as part of today's agenda, the main focus will be understanding about the data. Data is like a new oil. Okay, and understanding about structure, semi-structure, unstructured, and we'll walk through about the data. Okay, and different types of data types are characterized data types, right? We'll discuss that part as well. Now, so when especially going to the data, you are having a data and information. Data and information. What is the major difference between data and information? That is a one thing. Everyone is having one doubt. What do you mean by information? What do you mean by data? Okay, so now we are storing the data as a database administrator. Okay, see, when you take a project, so for example, you got a banking sector, or you got an insurance sector, or you got a project which is different domains. Okay, we are working with the different domains. Now you got a project. Now in that project, for example, you are working for a banking sector. Banking is your take HSBC one bank, ICICI's bank, HDFC's one bank, Citibank. So we are having a number of banks in India. Okay, so when you go to the each and every country, each and every place, they're having their own banks. So assume you got a chance to work for the banks. Okay, banks. Now within that bank, so we are having n number of applications, right? So in the bank, if you go for personal loan, home loan, car loan, okay, and you are having they are issuing the debit cards, they are using the credit cards, different varieties of credit cards. Okay, one bank itself, they will release the multiple credit cards. One bank, they will release the different types of debit cards as well. and you go to the bank and you wanted to open your account, okay, and they will collect all that information. What information? Your name, your address, your address proof, okay. They will take your information, and somewhere they are loading your data, okay. And whenever, and you will get the kind of a passbook, and you will get the a kind of debit cards when you go to the ATM machines, and you will try to withdraw your amount, whatever you are crediting, okay, into the bank. So somehow the data is updating, modifying, and you are seeing the data. You are seeing the data, you are modifying the data, you are updating the data. So majorly industry, our in terms of DB industry, data is very important. Information we are not, so developers will take care about the information. As a DBA, our main focus will about the data, what data we are holding, okay. Okay, Subbu, as a DBA, you are saying that we are maintaining the data, then we are having thousands of technologies in the market, right? Like Java, Python, C, C++, or machine level language, IoT applications, web applications, mobile applications. So we are having these many technologies, right? What exactly they are doing? See, whatever you are seeing, everything is a front end. Okay, whatever you are seeing the front end, this is our front end. If you go to the ATM machine, simple example, if you go to the ATM machine, so where you will get the insert your card, then it is process your card, then you need to insert your PIN number, you need to choose the current account or saving account, and you need to provide your amount with how much amount you need to withdraw. Okay, and you will get the other options like check the balances, okay, get the receipt. So whatever you are seeing that front end, okay, who is designing that front end? Developers. Okay, it can be designed with the HTML or WordPress or Java or .NET or PHP. So using this different technologies, they are going to design the front end. So whenever you open any, uh, for example, if you open uh, our cloud itself, portal.azure.com. See, uh, there is a drop down here. Under this drop down, these many services are there. And when you go here also there is one more drop down. These many services are available, and you can go, you can search here. Okay, there is a search window. There is a Copilot. There is a Microsoft Azure. When you click here, it will directly go to the home page. Okay, so who is designing this one? This technically will call it as a front end. Okay, this technically will call it as a front end. So your developers using Java, using .NET, using WordPress, using PHP, using HTML, they will design this application. They will design this application. Once they design the application, then you will go and store your data. Then you will go and you will store your data. You will create your databases, and you will try to load the data into the databases. It is not only SQL. If you go for Postgres, okay, if you go for Mongo, okay, if you go for Postgres, if you go for Oracle, see, you can store different technologies are there. Okay, different database management system. Okay, Oracle, Postgres, MongoDB, MySQL, Teradata, Cassandra. There are many database management systems are available throughout the global, where you can go and load our data, where you will go and load the data. So we are the backend people who is holding the data. So the front end, the developers are working. Backend, we are working with the data. We are just supporting the data. So to protect our data. So as a database administrator, we are protecting the data. We are protecting the data. So first thing, now you got idea. Okay, so whenever once we got any offer to the any organization, okay, we will get a project. That can be banking project, that can be other project, that can be passport project, that can be your mobile SIM card, right? So in India you are having Airtel, Jio, BSNL. So you got to work with the, you got work with the BSNL, you got work chance work with the Jio, you got work with chance with the Airtel. Okay, not only banking, insurance, there are many products, okay, where they are having industry to store the data. Because assume you are having a manufacturing company which is manufacturing your products. They also need to load the data, right? How many products we are manufacturing, how many products we are selling, how much profit we got it. So they need to finally analyze everything, right? So somewhere they are storing the data, not only like a banking or insurance or blah 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 something. Somewhere they need to store the data. Every organization, they will store the data. Now, a simple understanding about data is nothing but oil. Okay, it's like oil. Now you know that how massively we are using, how massively the increase of the usage of the oil. Like same, the data is also increased a lot. Like same, the data is also increased a lot. So first example, data is like a new oil. We need to find the data, we need to extract the data, means where the data is available. Okay, so now we are in 2025, sir. At 10 to 15 years go back. Okay, 15 years, 15 to 20 years. If you go back, where our data is storing, that is a big thing we need to understand. Where our data is storing. So in terms of 15 to not 15 to sir, okay, 20, 25 years, 30 years ago, we are storing our data, okay, in the walls, okay, uh, in the papers, okay. The kings earlier, okay, ancient days, the kings are transferring the data in the form of the paper. They will roll it and they will tie it for the birds, and they will transferring the data. From there we enter into the little updating everything. We are enhancing a lot. Now you are finding the computer. Okay, now everything you are storing in the terabytes, petabytes, you are storing the data, because data is drastically increased. So if you go to the, okay, if you just search for data steel, okay, spares, okay, see here, you are seeing for 1 day data. For example, I just taking one example. You are seeing almost 1 day data. You can see the 5 days data. You can see 1 month data. You can see 6 months data. You can see year data. Okay, you can see 1 year data, 5 years also data you can see, and you can see maximum, means almost 23 years data you are able to see. Now how much massive they are storing, they are storing somewhere, right? Okay, otherwise how you can see the data? It's just a data steal. We are having n number of share markets in global, where they are storing the data, how much data they are storing. Okay, how much data they are storing. See, almost 20 years plus data you are able to see. Now you'll understand where it started, now where it is standing. In 20 years ago, the share price is only 6 rupees. Now after 23 years, almost here in 2025, right? Now the share price is almost 151. It's not double, triple, 100 times greater value now. If you purchased 20 years ago, now the share price is almost 100 times. Now you can calculate. Now if you are able to see, means somewhere the data is storing for our future references purpose. Okay, historical data, mostly present data, historical data. We are seeing the present data, and we are also seeing the historical data. Now how the ancient people are storing the data, now where we are currently standing, both are very very important. So we need to find it. You need to find it. You need to extract the data. For example, you are having data in the Excel, you are having the data in the notepad, you are having the data in the JSON. Okay, you are having the data uh, in the Word. Okay, you are having the data in somewhere. Okay, now you need to extract the data. Okay, you need to first you find the data. Okay, my data in the Excel, my data in the notepad, my data in the form of the documents, my data is in the form of JSON code. Now you find the data. Now you need to extract the data. Okay, So you are extracting the data and you are refining the data. You are refining the data. What you mean by refining means filtering the data. Okay, so maybe duplicate data, junk data. You need to refine everything. Okay, now you will distribute the data. You will distribute the data because in the database world, we are in the database world, right? In the database world, we are not creating one single table. You are creating multiple tables. Okay, for example, take a bank. Easily you can understand. uh, when you go to open an account, okay, you need to provide all the details, right? Now will they storing all your data in the single table? No. No, they are having different varieties of tables. So they will create a address table, they will create a country table, city table, they will create account table, varieties of tables they will create. So for example, just a simple example where Microsoft itself provided a sample database for us. See, you will see the person separate table which will store our data, passwords, email address, city, region, contact type, okay, address. Okay, see, you are having a different tables. Once you find the data, refine the data, now you need to distribute the data across these tables. Address need to go for address table, passwords need to go for password table, persons need to go for person table, uh, country contact type need to go for contact table, country region data need to go for country region table. Okay, so sales need to go for sales table. Okay, sales need to go for sales table, products need to go for product table, location need to go for location table. So means what sort of data you refined, that data you need to distribute across this table. You are not doing anything, sir. Don't worry all this stuff. Okay, you are not doing. Developers will take care. We will just maintain the data. Now once you distribute the data, now you need to monetize the data. So you need to take care about the data whatever you distributed, right? So this is the one of the best example about the data. Data is like a new oil. Now the oil is massively using throughout the global. Okay, throughout the global they are purchasing a lot. Okay, and the usage is also increased because the population is growing, data is growing. If the population is growing, oil is also usage is growing, like a data is also growing. Data is also growing for our understanding every. That's a one thing about the data. Now what is the difference between data and information means easily. Okay, if you see for example, okay, data. So I collected the name, salary, region, and so multiple columns. So I am storing in the form of the table which contains not forget about tables, are you are having in Excel. You are having in Excel. You everyone knows Excel. Don't tell we don't know about Excel. Everyone knows about Excel, right? Let's take example about Excel only. In the Excel, you are having the name, salary, region, phone number, address, everything. Okay, that's we are telling that data. Okay, data, someone data. It can be humans data. It can be movable data. It can be non-movable data. Movable data is nothing but human beings. Non-movable data is everything, sir. Now, information data is like in terms of names or measures or facts. Okay. Now, information is nothing but Adam lives in South Africa and earn $15,000 per month, for example, per month. This is about the information. The result, what is the result, is nothing but the information. A simple understanding. Okay, information is nothing but to it is a meaningful, sir. Must be meaningful. Information is like a meaningful, but when you go for data, it can be meaningful, it can't be meaningful also. Sometimes data can be meaningful, sometimes data can be not meaningful, and it can be unprocessed data, it can be unorganized data also. Okay, in the Excel we can't organize, sometimes we can't organize, sometimes we can organize, but information should be processed and organized. Okay, the resultant version of some data is nothing but the information. So information is nothing but, okay, a meaningful, but data is may or may not, sir. May or may not. As a DBA, we will care about the data. We don't care about the information. We won't care about the information. We will care about the data. So our main focus will be the data. Developers care about the information. Basically, developers will take care about the information. We do not open tables. Technically speaking, table is the primary component for our database management system. Underlying it's a table, but we will call it a different names. Okay, we will call it as a different names. In SQL, we will call it as a table. When you go for Postgres, we will call it as a relational. Okay, when you go for MongoDB, also we will call it as a relation collections. Okay, we'll call it as a collections. Underlying is a table. Okay, which contains the rows and columns. When you open the Excel, also you will get the columns, you will get the rows, right? Like same table also contains the rows and columns. How it looks like means columns and rows. Now we don't open the table and do not see any information. So mostly as a DBA, we won't worry about what sort of data we are loading, but we should worry about what information we are loading. Means information means what sort of data means. It's a banking sector application data we are loading, or insurance data sector we are loading. That we will take in care, sir, and we won't see how many tables are available. Okay, and what are the data. We won't go and read the data every time. This is not a DBA task. We need to maintain this data. Okay, every time they will read, they will refine everything. The who will taken care means developer will taken care the responsible. So we will handle data only. As a DBA, we will handle the data. I hope everyone clear about what is data, what is information. Any questions? Understood.
Um, yes, I think there's still like I need clear explanation between the data and the information, because the information is meaningful.
Yes. Data is may or may not, sir. Basically, may or may not. Okay. Data. So because you need to refine it, right? So we don't know how we will get the data, what sort of data we are getting. Different source we will get the data. See, when you go for 20 to 25 years ago, when we are going for schooling, everyone knows schooling. Okay, that time no schooling industry is maintaining the DBMS technologies. They will took a notes and they will collect your attendances. Okay, for each session. So for example, you are in the first standard or second standard, they will collect the attendance in the notebooks, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay. Now they upgraded to the Excel, they upgraded to the database management system. Now they are storing many things in the database management system, which is very easier. Information is nothing but meaningful, sir. Okay. Data is nothing but it's may or may not, may or may not. But we will handle the data. We won't worry about the information. What sort of information we are containing. Good. Now see, if you go for not 20, sir, if you go for 40 to 50 years ago, whatever you are seeing, this is how your computer looks like. Of course, now you are seeing how the refined computers. Okay, now we are in 2025. Okay, now you will see which you can carry anywhere. Okay, which you can carry anywhere. But when you go for ancient days, okay, this is how your computers looks like. This is how your computer looks like, where they are going to store our information. Now when you go for data storage evolution, so we started when you go for 1880, so we are having the punch cards. we are having the punch cards where we are going to store our data. Now in the 1967, okay, we came up with the concept of floppy disk, which is having KBs, I think so. It's not MBs also. It's a very minimal floppy disk. Okay, and the cost is also like that time little higher. The cost is little higher to store our data. Okay, to store our data. That time the cost is little higher. Okay, and the data is also not massively. When you go for years, sir, not 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, okay, when you go for years, when we are using the floppy disk, okay, in the 1967, the size of the floppy disk is not in the MBs, okay, or KBs, and the cost is also little higher. Now we enhance it into the CD-ROM, okay. Now we enhance to the USB. Now we are in the cloud in the industry. When we go for 20s, when we go for 20s, we came to the cloud storage. So we are going to store our data in the clouds. We are going to store the data in the clouds. Don't confuse or what is a cloud. Cloud is nothing but someone data center. Okay, cloud is nothing but someone data center. Okay, who is selling? Okay, it can be Azure, it can be Google Cloud, it can be Alibaba Cloud, it can be AWS Cloud. Okay, they are providing the as a service, storage as a service, Like when you open the Amazon, you will purchase the groceries, you will purchase the electronics, you will purchase the kitchen items, all the stuff, right? As a product, they are selling. Like the same, when you go to the cloud also, they are selling as a service. They are selling like a computer as a service, network as a service, storage as a service. They are selling the service. Now you will pay for that service and you will use. If you don't want, you would destroy everything and you don't need to pay anything. Okay, now we are in the we are in the cloud industry. Now we are going to store our data in the cloud. Okay, now to understand little more, okay, about the storages, because storage will playing a major role. In the 1890s, we are having the punch card where we are going to store our data, in the punch cards. In the 1932s, we came up with the magnetic drum memory to store our data. If you wanted to store our data, we can store in the magnetic drum memories. Okay, because data plays a vital role, sir. Okay, I told you, right, when you go for stock market, we are going to store, we are able to see now 25 years of data. So that is how the data is playing a major role. Now in the 1950s, we came up with the paper tape to store our data. Okay, to store our data, we came up with the paper tapes. And 1950s itself, we came up with the magnetic tapes. Okay, now we are in 2025 also, we will store our data in the magnetic disk. We are going to store our data in the tapes. Still in the 2023, 2022, 2025, 5 years, still we are storing our data in the magnetic disk. Still we are storing our data in the tapes, because little cheaper when you compare with the SSDs, when you compare with the HDD, when you compare with the SSDs, little cheaper to store our data, massive data. And in the 1956, IBM came up with the first hard disk. Okay, IBM came up with the first hard disk to store our data. And cassette tapes. We in the 1963. Again, see how they enhance a lot to storing our data in the different. So floppy disk. This is how floppy disk look like. This is how CD-ROM looks like, how we are going to store our data. And now from the CD-ROM to the DVDs we came, and from the DVDs we came up with the SSD memory cards to store our data. Now we came up with the USB flash drive to store our data. Now finally in the 26, okay, we came up with the cloud storage as well. Where we started, where we are currently landing to store our data, this is playing a major role, because at one point, okay, at one point, we are handling the data. As a DBA, you are handling the data, right? So, which will plays a major role. If something happen, we are gone because entire data will be gone, sir. Entire data will be gone. So, we need to protect our data. In terms of DBA, one of the major tasks is you need to protect the data. You need to protect the services. In case if services is down, okay, application will goes down. So when you go to the banking, when you go to any government sector, they may tell that server is busy, server is down. Sometimes if you go to the ATM machine, you will get the server is not responsive, server is unresponsive, server is down. Okay, if something happened to services, okay, entire your application will goes down and they may face billions of data loss. Okay, so they may lose massively. So always as a DBA, we need to protect the services. As a DBA, first we need to protect the services as well as we need to protect the data. As well as we need to protect the data. In the computer, okay, so this is how ancient days the computer looks like. Now they enhance a lot, okay, in the computer. Now we are seeing the display and we see that CPUs, we will purchase the massive CPUs and we'll purchase the monitors. Okay, monitor is not a computer, sir. Please make a note down. Monitor is not a computer. Okay, CPU. So wherever you build that CPU, okay, this is our computer which is holding our information. Monitor is nothing but displaying the information. Whatever you want to see, that is displaying in the monitor, but everything is storing in the memory, everything is storing in the storage, okay, and everything is processing under the CPU. Everything is processing under CPU. Now we are able to see the, okay, computers, laptops, everything. Earlier, how it looks like, now how we are standing. This is the evolution of the, yes.
Yeah, sorry to cut you short. When you talk about that we need to protect the services, what do you mean by the services?
I will talk, sir. Okay, we'll see when you install any product. Okay, for example, if you install, okay, any product, it can be not only SQL or Postgres or something, sir. It can be any product. For that product, there will be one service, right? For example, you are installing antivirus. Everyone knows about antivirus, sir. Okay, Avasta, Kaspersky, multiple antivirus are there. Right? When you install that service, okay, you will get one service under services.msc. If you stop that service, okay, your antivirus will be down, right?
Yeah.
It is not protecting. It is not protecting. Like same, okay, like same. When you install a SQL, when you install Postgres, when you install SQL, when you install Postgres, when you install MongoDB, when you install Java, when you install it in the backend, there is a service. Okay, if something happened to this service, okay, your engine is down. Your engine is down. Okay, it can be SQL, it can be Oracle, it can be Postgres, it can be MongoDB. The engine goes down. If engine goes down, you can't see. For example, if you open the Amazon, okay, for example, you open the Amazon. Everyone knows about Amazon. Okay, if you open the Amazon, okay, you need to you are going to provide your username, your password to log in. You will provide your username where that information is storing, and you book AC, you book a refrigerator, you book something in the Amazon, and what you will do, you will go here and you will go for your orders. You will verify, you will track your orders, right? Means
Yes.
somewhere, somehow, somewhere your data is storing. Otherwise, how you can see the data, sir? Okay.
Yeah.
If so, forget about application. I'm not worrying about application. See, if you wanted to book a product, if you wanted to track a product, if you wanted to log into the portal, you need the database, right? You need
Yes.
the database, right? If that service is down, even your application is healthy, but no one can do anything on this application, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay,
Yes.
server. This is server. This is application. This is server. This is application, sir. Okay. If
Yes.
something happened to this server, your application down. Application is down means Amazon is not down, sir. Whatever this website is mapped to which product, like it can be SQL, it can be Postgres, it can be Oracle, it can be. If that is down, this application is also down, right? Application is running, but what you will do? Can you book the order? Can you track your order? Can you log in into the application? No, you can't do anything. Now assume that is a sales day. For example, you know about sales day. In India, you are having the big billion days, you are having the summer sales, you are having the winter sales. When you go to the US, a Black Day. In the November, December, they will announce the Black Day, which is the greatest fest for the sales time in US. Okay. Assume on that day, if your server is down, how much loss, and that too, that is the first. See, when you announce a biggest sale for the year, okay, the connectivity is increase. See, in regular, 1 lakh to 5 lakhs people will log into the portal, okay, and they are booking the orders, they are tracking everything they are doing. But when you announce the sales day, in the first 1 hour, the connectivity will be tripled 10 times, right? Because the offers may change after 1 hour. Correct? Yes or no? Everyone knows now we are in 2025, sir. Everyone knows. Now within that 1 hour, the connectivity is increasing. Assume the connectivity increase a lot, and that is stressing your server a lot, and may server goes down. You not done anything, sir. Okay, you not done anything means server down in the sense. Don't think there is a corruption and you stop something, you done something, or not like that. Maybe server goes hanged up due to heavy load. Even take your mobile, sir. You started playing the PUBG. Okay, for 1 hour it's okay, you can play. But for if you're playing for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours continuously, and you charging the mobile, you plugged in the charger and you are playing the PUBG. Assume you are playing for more than 2 to 3 hours. What will happen to your mobile, sir? At one time your mobile will hang, right? And
Yes.
suddenly it will shut down, right? And server is also same. If the connectivity is increasing, the load is increasing, your server will go down. That means don't think that, oh, it's something corrupted. No, it's not corrupted. Due to massive load performing on the server, a massive connectivity on the server, the resources like CPU is spinning high, memory is spinning high, IO is spinning high. It may lead to anything. We can't imagine what will happen until unless you go and start verifying all the stuff. Got it? Everyone now? No? Clear?
Yes, done.
When you go to the banking or somewhere, what do you mean by the server is down? Means service is down, sir. Server is down is nothing but service is down. Again,
Okay.
like 50-50 chance, sir. Service is down or something happened to your database also, right? Services are running fine, but something happened to your database. Something happened to your database. Okay? By mistakenly, someone kept this database into offline. By mistakenly, someone kept this database into offline. Your services are running fine. There is no issue with the service, but something issue with the database. It got corrupted. It got corrupted. Someone kept offline. Okay, and that database is mapped to, especially for this application. For example, that database is mapped to electronic application. Okay, all the electronic application is going into this database. For example, sir, I'm saying, okay, you
Yes.
can log into the portal. Okay, you can get all the information except this electronic, because this electronic information is mapped to this database, and currently this database is down. and you can't do anything with electronics. Maybe. That is how we need to think, sir. So this is our front end. This is our back end. So front end we are calling as a client. Back end we are calling as a server. This is server. This is client. And what the industry is doing globally, we are performing only 4 operations. 5 operations, sir. So technically speaking, 5. First, you are creating. Next, you are inserting. You will inserting. Next, you are updating. So, for example, you are changing the location. For example, you got a new offer, a job offer from California to New York. Now you are moving entire your family from California to New York. Okay, and you will go to the same bank is available in the New York also. Whatever the bank you are having the salary account, it is in California. It is also in New York, sir. And you are going for New York. Will you go and update your address in the New York City, right? Once you took your apartment or something, you will go and update your address, right?
Yes.
So you are updating the data. For example, you want to close the account, you will go and close it, right? Yes or no? You will
Yes.
go on and delete. So we will perform delete, update, insert, create. Any products are not only banking, anything you will do most basically these operations under the servers. Of course, there are many, but these are the major things. So the server is down, application is down, means don't think that Amazon is down, sir. Something issue with the sometimes your engine is working fine, services are running fine, DBs are healthy, but there is issue with the application itself. Okay, this application is also storing in somewhere, right? Correct. This
Correct.
application is also storing. So maybe that issue with the application, not with the server. Okay, so we don't know what happens, sir, until unless we just started interacting with the apps team, dev team. Different teams are available, like developers, testers, uh, application teams, business owners, okay, and customers, end users. We are having different technologies, all this stuff. Slowly you will digest all this stuff. Okay, now we enhance a lot in terms of computer, not only storage, in terms of computers also we enhance a lot. Okay, fine, understand everyone? Any questions? Getting
No, sir.
or getting bored? You know all this stuff, why you are repeating all this stuff? The people, see, I don't want directly go into the technical in the first 2 to 3 days, because I wanted to digest what you are learning. First, you need to understand what I'm learning first. What is SQL? What is Oracle? What is Postgres? What is Java? What I'm learning? Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi, Subbu. Means just want to highlight if you have some more information. Means actually I have observed that in my past few projects that actually I'm working one of the most of the banking clients for the projects, and they are still hesitate to move on their data to the cloud services like Microsoft Azure or some others. They are still very cautious to move their data to the cloud, and they are still more trusted on their on premises server, and they don't want to move to the cloud. So why is that? Because many banking means even Indian banking as well as some abroad banking are on premises server instead of cloud. So uh, they because of cautious of these cyber attacks as some others, or because of it is so much costly they are getting cloud services, that's why. And means
Clouds are
what exactly
cheaper, sir.
reason?
Clouds are cheaper. I take your question. Okay, can I answer on Monday or Tuesday? I think we prepared PP. presentation because you need to understand what is on-prem, what is cloud first. Okay. What do you mean by on-prem? What is mean by cloud? Okay. First, many people having the people who are starting the journey, they're having a lot of questions. Okay. Can I answer this one on a Monday? Is it okay?
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Good point. Okay. We'll talk, sir. First, I will show you the thing. What is data center? Okay. Then you can understand. Okay. The next coming sessions we'll talk on the data centers. Right. We will understand a little deeper. Yeah. Now, good. So basically, you are having one. So what is the use of maintaining or storing the data is nothing but transmitting the knowledge from one to another. Why we need to maintain? Why we need to maintain the storage? 1 second, sir. 1 second. Yeah. So, what is the main purpose to maintain our data? Okay, and transmitting the knowledge from one to another means why means to understand more. Okay. Anyone knows about Y2K millionaire bug? Anyone in the year 19th? In the year 19th, okay, entire global face this issue. Anyone heard about this one? Y2K millionaire bug? That's the reason we are calling as a millionaire bug.
Right. And after 1990, the year didn't change to 2000
Yes. See.
during, yeah,
Good.
at the year end.
Yeah. Thanks, God. Yeah. See. For example, in the 19th, okay, in the 19th, when we are storing the data, so we are storing the data, for example, 1952. Okay, right? We are storing only with the 2 digits. Okay, into the data into the servers. Okay, when you see the 52, it is 1952. Okay, in the 1952. Whenever you see the 63, okay, 1963. That is how our data only we are storing the 2 digits. Okay, and we are simply understanding. Okay, it's 1963, 1952. That is how understanding. But 31st, okay, December 1999. What happened? The one day, after one day, the calendar has been updated to 2000. Okay, 2000. Now we need to store last 2 digits. We need to store last digits only. When you are storing 2000, when you are storing 2 zeros, it is understanding 19 again. 19 only. It's not updating for 20. It is not going for 20. It is treating like a 19 only. See, in the airlines, everywhere, it is going for 19. It is not going for 2000. That is the biggest bug. Okay, that is the biggest challenge throughout the global they faced in the 20s when the 20s started. Okay, when the 20s started, that is the biggest thing. So that's why we are calling as a Y2K millionaire bug, entire global. But that time, many people. That time the data is not that massive, sir. So that time, now we are in 20s, right? Now the data is massively grown. Okay, that time the industries are not using that much computers when we are in 20s, when we saw for 10 to 15 years ago. Okay, now they started everyone started using the computers, smartphones, everything. The usage has been grown, but when we go for 20 to 25 years ago, not that much massively usage. Okay, many countries, they're not using the data that much massively. that time, but the impact is a lot. The impact is a lot. This is the first thing. Now they came up with, oh, this may happen. Okay, this may happen. That is a one thing. Entire global aware that it's a nightmare for them, a complete nightmare. Everyone got shocked. Okay, throughout the global got shocked. That is a one thing happened in the years. And one more recently, 1.5 years ago, you know about the Microsoft blue screen. Anyone knows that in the 2024, there is a massive outage happened for Microsoft. Anyone hear that? Many airlines, many airlines, many things got affected. Entire global got shaken for a while. Okay, now entire global understand that how much we are relying on the Microsoft products. Okay, because entire global we are using the Microsoft operating systems. Okay, Microsoft products. There are a lot of Microsoft products. Okay, if something happened, gone entire global got shaken for a while. Okay, means anything may happen anytime, sir. No one can predict anything. So no one can predict anything. So for that, why we need to maintain, why we need to store, why we need to transfer. Okay, transfer means anything may happen anytime. Anything may happen anytime. Okay, if you're not making a copy, how industries are working means, in my previous projects, I can give you one simple example. In my previous project, of course, we are taking the backup only. We are not taking something different. We are taking the backup, but we technically calling as a permafrost operation. That is operation as a permafrost. We will take the backup. We'll take the backup of the database, and we will copy that backup into the non-network, our organization. So we are having our own networks, like we are having primarily in the Houston, primarily in the Dallas. These are the two primary data centers we are maintaining. Okay, but we are not keeping our data in these two. We are keeping somewhere. Okay, in case entire our network goes down, corrupted, something happened, no worries. My data is in a different network. Okay, my data in different network. So that much the importance we are giving to the data. Okay, that much importance we are giving the data. So we need to maintain the data, we need to transfer the data, we need to protect the data, because nature can predict anything. We can't predict the nature, we can't predict the human beings also. Sometimes by mistakenly you deleted one database, by mistakenly you deleted one table, by mistakenly you deleted one record. Okay, one entry, that may leads a lot of business impact. Okay, lot of business impact. We are thinking that is just one record, right, Subbu? Why? Okay, why you are worrying about that? Is simple one record, right? For example, that record is belong to a massive billionaire person, and you deleted that record. Okay, that will impact a lot, right? You are thinking that is just a record. You are thinking that just it is a table. You are thinking that it is a database. Hey, what happened? Assume that is your record only. Okay, of course, you open one account on a bank, and that bank you are saving almost whatever you enter your life, you saved in that bank, and someone deleted your record. It will affect entire your journey, right? Whatever you protected so far. Okay, so data is very important, sir. So try to understand, we are dealing with the data. Okay, so we need to so careful. It's not like a developer, it's not like a tester, it's not like apps team, it's not like someone else we are doing. As a database administrator, we are dealing with the data. It's a double check, triple check before you do something. See, before you are deleting something. Okay, for example, you are dropping something, you are deleting something. You need to double check once, always. Oh, you got the proper ticket. You need to properly verify everything, and you need to do. Okay, that's how one thing, sir. As a database administrator, you need to take in care. Yes. Now,
Yeah. Where
yes.
you talk about maintaining, someone is speaking. Am I interrupting?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, where you talk about maintaining data, you talk about like to secure or to take a backup.
Oh, we'll talk, sir.
Okay.
We'll talk in the upcoming classes all this concept. Technically speaking, what we are learning for next 60 days means, no, you know that, okay, we are having a data. Okay, that can be banking, that can be insurance, that can be anything. How you are going to protect the data, how you are going to protect that data transfer. Okay, because this is your application. Okay, uh, this is your application. This is your application, for example. So application people wants to, for example, you ordered something. What is it? Hey, come on here. Okay, now you ordered something. You wanted to track that information. So the data need to be processed, right, from application to server, server to application. How internally your data is transferring, how internally your database management systems are protecting the connectivity, protecting our data. Okay, and maintaining our data is how like taking the backup, securing somewhere. You need to maintain your data is also very important. So all we will talk in this next 60 days of our training, right? That is what we
Okay.
are discussing all this stuff.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Now, when you go for data, okay, now you know about what is information, what is data. We are not worrying about information, okay. We are worrying about the data. So that data is categorized into three. One is structured data, one is semi-structured data, one is unstructured data. One is structured data, one is semi-structured data, one is unstructured data. What do you mean by structured data? Means, okay, technically speaking, your data is storing in the form of tables. Tables, okay, which contains rows and columns. These are all the columns. Okay, column like name, salary, okay, account number, okay, phone number, address, everything. It's like a column, and you are storing our data in the rows. Okay, in the structured data, you are well organizing your data. In the structured data, you are well organizing in the form of tables. You can easily retrieve the data. You can easily modify the data. You can easily update the data. You can easily modify the data. You can easily read the data. You can easily update the data. You can modify, update, read everything, because in the structured data, it is well organized, because you are going to use any relational database like Oracle, MS SQL, MySQL, Postgres, MongoDB, Cassandra, Amazon Aurora, SolidDB, Teradata, DB2, okay, Redis. We are having many database management system. Under the database management system, you are going to load your data in the form of tables, in the form of rows, and in the form of columns. That is nothing but structured data. Talk about semi-structured data. Okay, if you talk about semi-structured data, okay, first we'll talk about tables. See, this is your table. Okay, let's bring my database back to online. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, see, this is your table regarding address table. which is storing the address ID, address line 1, address line 2, city, state, provisioned ID, okay, portal code, okay, postal code, sorry, spatial location, okay, spatial location means geographical location, and row GUID and modified date. So in the structured data, you are having a table which is storing in the form of columns, which is storing in the form of rows. Okay, this is your structured data. Or not only structured data, even Excel is also like a structured data in the Excel sheet. If you open the Excel sheet, okay, if you open the CSV file, okay, if you open the CSV file also, you will see the rows, you will see the columns. Sorry, you will see the columns, you will see the rows. Okay, this is also almost which is arranged. So you will see the data in the Excel, you will see the data in the CSV, or you will see the data in the Excel, you will see the data in the text file as well. Okay, you will see the data in the text file, okay, where you will see the user ID, username, first name, last name, gender, password, status. You will see the data in the test document, you will see the data in the Excel, okay, Excel. But when you go for semi-structured data, okay, try to understand, when you go for semi-structured data, nothing but your data is in the form of documents. Your data is in the form of documents. Your data is a form of JSON code. Okay, JSON code. How it looks like means, this is how it looks like, sir. If you open the JSON file, okay, so here also you are storing in the IDs, okay, sample time, action. Here also you are storing in the data in the ordered only, but not in the form of rows and columns. In the technically speaking, not in the form of rows and column. Here you are storing in the form of JSON, okay, or you will store in the form of document. In the MongoDB, your data is storing in the form of document. Technically speaking, a document is nothing but like a JSON code only. This is a JSON code only. Your MongoDB is storing in the form of JSON code. But technically we are calling as a document. But your data is storing in the form of JSON. Okay, you are making entry in the JSON format. When you go to the database, see, if you open the database, okay, and you are storing the data, this data is storing in this database, right? Okay, in the database, right? That is storing in the form of JSON code, binary JSON. JSON means binary JSON, sir. Okay, binary format it is storing when you go for MongoDB. Of course, it is a SQL Server. Okay, SQL Server will store structured data. Always SQL Server will store the structured data, like a SQL, Oracle, MySQL, Postgres will store the structured data. In terms of semi-structured, MongoDB is the best example. Postgres is also best example. Postgres will also store semi-structured data, like your data in the form of XML, not Excel, sorry. Your data is in the form of XML. Okay. Technically speaking, if you want to get that XML format, for example, let me select the data. Come on here. No. Come on. Okay. So technically speaking, okay, when you go for structure like MS SQL, Oracle, Postgres, or MySQL will falls on the structured data, like it Excel also. Excel is also falls under structured data only. Okay, when you go for semi-structured data, MongoDB, Postgres, JSON, and XML will falls under semi-structured data. This falls under semi-structured data. It contains some structure, but it is also not contain some not structured in the form of tables and rows, right? So that's the reason we are calling it a semi-structured data. Okay, semi-structured data. Unstructured data. Uh, Unstructured data in the sense like images, videos, documents. Document in the sense not MongoDB documents, like a Word document, okay, PDF file. So this technically will call it as a unstructured data. So we don't know where our data is. We don't know where our data is, sir. As a DB, we are not worrying about. As a developers, we need to worry. Developer need to understand whether that is a structured data or that is a semi-structured data or that is unstructured data, which they need to extract and they need to load into the database. So you will get three varieties of data. One is structured data, one is semi-structured data, one is unstructured data. Is it clear, everyone?
Like for the video, like for YouTube, like to go on YouTube to watch videos.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, unstructured data, images, videos, media files. These are unstructured data. When you go for semi-structured data, like a best examples, JSON, XML is the best example. Structure means our database management systems, tables, table contains the columns and rows, right? So where is your data? First, you need to find the data, right? So where is your data? So that is very, very important.
What do you mean to
Now,
find?
sorry?
Like you said, we need to find our data.
Yeah, developers. Developers
Okay.
will find the data. And they will see, that's what I told you right in the starting slide itself.
For the data oil.
Yes, find it. While you are finding whether is it structured data or semi-structured data or unstructured data, extract it, refine the data, then load the data and maintain. And you need to maintain the data. It is a continuous processor. Okay, it is a continuous, never-ending story. These are all never-ending stories. And to understand more, okay, I just prepare one more slide to understand. Okay, structured data is nothing but predefined structure. So first you will create the table structure. Okay, then you will try to load the data. Okay, first you will create this structure, then you will load the data in terms of rows. Technically, we are calling as rows. Technically, we are calling as a columns. Okay, columns and rows. So first you will define the structure, then you will load the data. And this we are calling is a structured data. When you go for unstructured data, like PDF, Word document, media files, all are unstructured data. There is no predefined structure. There is no predefined structure. But when you go for semi-structure, okay, XML, I told you, right? XML is a semi-structure. Server logs is a semi-structure. JSON is a semi-structure. Okay, mostly semi-structure. We will call it as a JSON, XML, server logs. We'll call it as a semi-structure, right? Where you need to extract the data and you need to load the data into the form of tables. Okay, so developers will taken care from which source we are getting the data, because we are having different source. Okay, we are having different source, right? From where we are getting the data, which format we are getting the data, how do we need to extract the data, how we need to refine the data, and how we need to load the data. That will be taken care by the developers. Okay, like data engineer people, business analytics people. Okay, these people will is going to take care everything. As a DBA, you need to maintain the data, sir. Okay, you need to protect the data as a DBA. This part will be taken care by the developers. Okay, this part will be taken
But
care
yeah,
by the
in
yes.
Europe, I think DBA used also SSIS to, like, you know what I'm
Oh,
talking about, SSIS.
yes, integration service. In terms of on-prem, we are calling as integration service. In terms of cloud, when you go for cloud, you are calling as a data factory. Data factory. In cloud, you will call it as a data factory. In on-prem, you will call it as an integration service. They will extract the data, they will transform the data, they will load the data.
For developers.
Yeah, developers.
But here in Europe, even some GBAs to do the same thing as developers.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, we will talk SSIS also.
Okay.
We'll talk what exactly, because see, of course, this is not our job, okay, but you are a DBA, sir. Okay, you need to know at least how to install a product, correct? How to install
Yes.
integration service, how to maintain the integration service. As a DBA, you need to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
In addition to other slide, okay, structured data is quantitative information in terms of numbers, in terms of dates, in terms of predefined categories, quantitative data. Okay. uh, where you can numeric analysis, where you can do the analysis, where you can do the statistics calculations when you go for structured data. And this is how our data is arranging, sir. This is our structured data which you are arranging properly, okay, which you are arranging properly, and where you can retrieve, modify everything easily. But when you go for unstructured data, this is a qualitative data, like in terms of text, in terms of images, in terms of videos, okay, uh, like a like a technically speaking natural language processing, okay, in terms of text, in terms of images, in terms of videos. It's like a statement level analysis. It's like a natural level processing. We'll call it as a unstructured data, okay. But when you go for semi-structured data, it contains both information, sir. Quantitative plus qualitative, okay. Both it contains uh, numbers, dates, predefined structure. It is also contain the predefined structure. To understand semi-structured data, sir, okay, easily the people, okay. For example, see, in this table you are having these many columns, okay. For example, when I'm loading the data, when I'm inserting the data, I want to load the one more column here, okay, but I not created in the structure. For example, I wanted to load name as well. Name, for example, Adam. Okay, I wanted to load name as Adam. But in this column, there is no, in this table, there is no column called name, okay, to load Adam data. Now this will fails. In the structured data, it will fails. If you're loading any additional data, any additional column, any additional data in the structured data, it will fail, because this table is designed in this structure. You can load only the structured data. But what do you mean by semi-structure means, for example, this is the structure of the table. If I wanted to load additional column, you can load in the semi-structure. It won't stop you. It won't stop you. Best example is a MongoDB, sir. Best example is a MongoDB. For example, your table contains your employee. Table contains employee ID, employee name, employee salary, employee date of joining. Only 4 columns are available, and you are loading the data into these 4 columns. Okay, on one day, you want to store, okay, employee mean salary, but you are not changing the structure of the table. Assume, sir, you don't want to change the structure, but you wanted to load this data. Will it possible in the structured data, like in SQL, in Oracle, in Postgres, in SQL, in Oracle, in Postgres? Is it possible? No. No, sir. Without changing the structure, you can't load the data. In the structured data, whatever the structure you design, you need to load only that data. But when you go for semi-structured data, okay, when you go for semi-structured data, assume you not modified any structure of the table, you can load this column. That is a beauty in the semi-structured data. That is why MongoDB is more popular, becoming more and more unpopular. More and popular now. For example, for Adam, he wants min salary as well. For others, they are not requesting. But for Adam, what Adam is saying, hey, when you are loading my data, I need my minimum salary as well. And other employees are not requesting that stuff. For example, sir, take example, other employees not requesting, but Adam is requesting, I need load some additional data which is not in the structure. Will it possible? Yes, it is possible when you go for MongoDB. Not in SQL, sir, not in Oracle, not in Postgres. Okay, not in SQL, not in Oracle, not in MySQL, it is not possible. When you are getting this sort of information, now my preference will be the MongoDB because this is semi-structured data. MongoDB is semi-structured data. Best for semi-structured data. What is the best for structured data? SQL, Oracle, MySQL, Postgres. These are the best for the structured data. If you are getting semi-structured data, then I won't prefer SQL Server, sir. I won't prefer SQL Server. I will prefer MongoDB. So, what is your source? Based on that, you will get the technologies in your mind. I hope you understand, everyone. Everyone? No? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, got
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So, that's it about data, sir.
Question.
Yes.
How do you know if you have, let's say you get something, how do you know which is going to be structured, how do you know which like you said, if it's unstructured, use MongoDB. How do you know if it's going to be structured, or how do you know when to use MongoDB or when to use a structured Microsoft SQL? How do we know when to use which one?
Okay. So this is for example, this is my source repository. Okay. I am getting in CSV format. I am getting Excel format. I am getting in document format. I am getting JSON format. I am getting text format. Nothing but we won't call it as a text file, sir. We will call it as a flat file. Flat files. Okay. So what sort of data we are getting? Okay. When we are dealing with the customer. So for example, everyone knows about the tenders, right? Tenders. Okay. So now my organization is making one tender. My organization wanted to give my work to the other companies. Okay. I don't want recruit. I don't want maintain all this stuff. Let's give certain amount to the any one of the company and let's pay it. Now they will make some tenders in the market. Now IBM will go, Infosys will go, TCS will go, HSBC, IT sector will go into, and they will pay the tenders. Now you got selected for the tender. Now once you got it, now you will talk to me. You will talk to me. Hey, where is your data? Where is your data? And which format you are sending the data? Which format you are sending the data? You are sending the data in the XML. You are sending the data in the text flat file. You are sending how you are sending the data. Okay. Whether it is a structured data or it is unstructured data. Okay. And what are in the market, we are having this many technologies. Based on your data, this data will fit in this domain, in this technology. Your data will go, sir. That is how we'll make the interaction in the real world, right? Yes or no, Krish? I think I hope you are getting my point. So first, we need to interact with the end user who is sending our data. What sort of information we are getting? which format you are getting. For example, you are having your data in the Oracle. Your data is in the Oracle, and when you compare with the SQL, Oracle license cost is pretty higher. Okay, when you compare with SQL, Oracle license cost is pretty higher. Now you are having not, you don't have that much budget. Okay, now what you will do, whatever the data you are in the Oracle, you wanted to switch everything to the SQL Server. Okay, you know, right? You will go and you will see the structure. They will display you. You will talk to the Oracle people. They will display you what sort of tables they are storing, what sort of data types, what sort of data. Now whether that data will fit in the SQL Server or not. Okay, you will compare. You will compare. Who's our developers will compare everything, and they will finally move the data into the SQL, or they will finally move the data into the MongoDB. That is how internally we are doing. I think you got it, Krish only, right?
Yes,
No?
yes, I'm trying to get it. Yes, yes, I'm following.
Yeah. So that is how, sir. It's not like a only like a one-man show. Okay, it will take many days, many months. Okay, to work on the project. Like that is one project, sir. We later on, once the project is stabilized, you no need to think that much, because data is coming, data is finding. Finding means once the data is updating here, it will find the data, it will refine the data, it will extract the data, it will load the data. It is a continuous pipelines. It is a continuous, sir. But initially, definitely it will take a lot of time for us, because we don't know what sort of data we are getting, what sort of data types we need to place. Oh my God, you may face a lot of challenges. In the sense, not a DBSer, more on developers. More on developers. So developers are doing a lot of stuff than us.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Nice. Yeah. That's it for today, sir. I think you understand about uh, data. Okay, as a DBA, what we are doing. That's it for
Can you
today. Yeah.
can you just explain? You talk about storing data in columns and rows. Can you please just explain that?
Okay. See, sir. Basically, uh, in the years ago, not a year, sir. Even now also, when you open the Excel, you will have the columns, you have the rows. Okay, you have the columns and you are having the rows, and you are storing our data. Okay, assume you establish one organization. Okay, and you don't have that much budget to purchase the DBMS like MySQL or Oracle or SQL Server or other stuff. Now Excel is a free. Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word is a free. You can purchase with a minimal license also you can purchase. Now what you've done, you just started loading the data into the Excel. Okay, into the Excel. It won't contains any data type. So you can load whatever the data you are getting, you can load into here, sir. But when you go for database management system, okay, if you go for database management system, what happened? Why my SSMS is something very interesting. Okay, for example, if you purchase a database management system like Oracle or SQL or Postgres or MySQL, okay, now whatever the data you are having in the Excel, you need to transfer to the database. In this database, okay, can I directly load in here? No. First, what you need to do, you need to create the structure. Create structure. That structure is nothing but table. Okay, create table name. Okay, and you need to specify how many columns are available here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 columns are there. So you need to specify 14 columns. Okay, you need to specify 14 columns. Now, for example, employee ID. Now, in this Excel, there is a employee ID. Okay. Is there anywhere I need to maintain the same column name, Subbu? No, sir. Okay, no. You can define whatever the column names which you can understand in the database level. No worries. Now, employee names, okay, mostly will fit in the integers. So we'll keep in integers. Okay. Now this is very important. This is very important. When you go for database management system, one second, sir. Okay, see, sorry, I'm back. Okay. Now, whenever you are creating a table and you are specifying a column, this contains the integer. Okay, means you are defining that this column will store only integer values. This column will store only integer value. You are defining, sir. In this, you are defining that you are going to store only integer value. Integer data type. This technically you should call it as a data type. And this is your column name. And this is your table name. Okay. Now, for example, employee name. Okay. Employee name is like a characters. Okay, characters. You know that characters. Like you can go for char, you can go for varchar. These are the two major data types contains. You can go for character, you can go for varchar. Anyone, sir. Anyone. You should not go for two. Anyone. Okay, anyone. Okay, when you go for character, you need to specify how many characters I wanted to store. Mostly our names will be below 50 only, right? Not greater than
Yes.
50 set mostly. So we'll go for 50 characters. Okay. Now we'll go for date. Employee date. Employee joining date. Okay. Date of joining. So we will go for date. Date at a time. So like this, we will create a structure. Like this, we'll create a structure. Now, once you create a structure, you will load a data. We'll talk all this stuff in the upcoming classes, sir. No worries.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. So now you will load the data. Now, when you start loading the data, you are able to see the data like this. Okay. In the structure data type, you need to define the structure. Then you need to load the data. Got it?
Okay, first we need to first define the structure before loading the data.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Again, we slowly will digest, sir. Okay. I am not talking directly going to the SQL this time. Okay. This 45th batch, we thought we need to train in a different way. So this is the first time we are training. Okay. In a different pattern. Okay. We are focusing on two kind of people. One is the people who are starting the journey, the people who are experienced people. Don't feel bored, the experienced people, okay? But you will become strong, sir. We are training in a different pattern this time to understand in a simplest pattern. Okay, you don't want by hard, you don't want refer multiple documents. Okay, when you listen this sessions, okay. So what do you mean by structure? What do you mean by semi-structure? Means in the structure, first you are creating the structure. Okay, wherever data we are getting, no worries, sir. No worries. First you are creating the structure and you are trying to load the data. Okay, we are using different tools to load the data. How we will load the data means we will use different tools to load the data. We are not worrying about all the stuff. You are getting data in the different way and you are loading the data into the database management system. It can be SQL, it can be Postgres. Okay, it can be SQL, it can be Postgres. You will load the data. Is it clear? No? Yes? Everyone?
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah. Any questions so far?
Yes, as a SQL DBA, do we only deal with structured data or do we deal with all the three others also?
Ma'am, where you are, see, basically SQL will store the structured data only. Okay. In the refined answer, SQL will store the structured data. But understanding what sort of data you are getting is very important, ma'am. Okay, as a DBA. See, I can't promise you, ma'am. You got a chance. You got an offer for new company. I am not promising you that you will only work with the SQL. Maybe you got chance to work with the MongoDB. Maybe you got chance to work with the Postgres also. Of course, you will tell I don't have idea. If you try, I will learn. Okay, in the real world. So either whatever technology you are working, you are getting three sort of data. I hope you understand that, ma'am. Whatever technology you are working, you will get three sort of data. But SQL, Oracle, Postgres, MySQL, all like a structured data only, ma'am. In a final way, it's a structured data. Got it?
Yes. Cool.
Yeah, good. Any questions? Always welcome, sir. Again, everyone. Nothing. If no questions, thanks everyone for your great support. Okay, because you waited for a longer time. See you on Monday. Okay.
So when are you going to upload the video?
Right away, sir. It will take some, because it need to convert, it need to render in YouTube. Okay. I will
Okay.
create. We will create in our playlist, sir. Okay. I know many people knows our channel AzureSQLChamp. Okay. We already created a playlist batch 45. Okay. In this playlist, you will find it. First 10 sessions will be public only. You no need to worry. Okay. Then we will collect all your email address and we'll make it into the private.
Okay.
Yep. Yes. We will post it, sir. Once it is rendered, everything, we will post it and you can go and watch it. And whatever the Excel, whatever this link also you will get it. You can download it. Okay. For your future references. In the video description, we will post this one. Okay. The link to download. Okay.
Okay.
You can go and download it for future reference. Yep. Thank you. See you on Mondays. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Same to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.